So we will start with our arms. Nice big circles. And we'll switch directions. And we'll switch arms. And switch directions. Good, then we'll do our swings in front of us. Loosen up your back, your chest. Loosening up those shoulders. Good, now we'll work into our legs, side to side first. Pulling from the outside of our leg, and then from the inside with our thigh. And we'll switch legs. And now we'll go front and back. Getting those hip flexors to start firing. Hamstrings and glutes. And we'll switch legs. Good, now we're gonna work into our hip hinges. Feet will be shoulder width apart, weight in our heels. We're just hinging, pushing our butt to the back wall, feel your hamstrings lengthen. Just going back and forth. Keeping good distance between the crown of your head and your tailbone. Shoulders are staying pulled back. Do about 8 of these, trying to increase the distance of that hinge while maintaining that form. So just a slight bend in your knee. We're not necessarily rounding and reaching for our toes, but we're just lengthening those hamstrings. After those, moving into just our body weight squats. So you may want to widen your feet a touch, but weight stays in our heels. This time we're sinking our butt, bending at our knees, trying to get our thighs parallel to the ground. Holding a good resistance in our thighs. I don't want your knees caving in. They're gonna actually track a little bit out. We're gonna do 3 more of these. Good, and then you guys can take this next minute or so, stretch out any areas, feel a little bit extra sore, or need a little bit extra loving before we get through this workout. So, Tabata this time, we're gonna do 3 minutes of work, but we're gonna do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. So 2-1 work intervals, and we're gonna do our caterpillar burpees. So with these, we start with our feet up, but then we're gonna put palms on the ground, walk your hands out as far as you can. This may put your hands out farther than your shoulders. Then we're gonna jump or step our feet up to our hands, jump straight up, hands go back to the ground, jump or step your feet back, and then walk your hands back to your feet, and then we're at the top. So then you'll walk your hands out. I want you to try and not come up between reps. So On the second end of things, you'll walk your hands back and then hopefully just walk them back out. We'll stay there for 40 seconds, rest for 20, 3 times. After that, we get into our first pyramid. So the pyramid's gonna be, again, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds, 45 seconds. That 30-second block to start with is really short, but I want us to get comfortable with the movements so we can be efficient and effective when we get into those longer intervals. So we're starting with squat thrusters. So we'll put our weights racked up on our shoulders, set ourselves up the same for squats, feet maybe a little bit wider than shoulder, squat, and then as we come up, we're powerful, forceful, and we push those weights up to the ceiling, get a little shoulder work. After that, we'll take just one weight and we're gonna do pullover sit-ups. So our feet will be on the ground, and as we lay back, we're gonna lay that weight with straight arms above our head. I'm gonna twist to the side for this. And so we're gonna engage our lats to pull and our triceps, and we're gonna pull that over our chest, and then in a smooth movement, we're gonna pull that over and sit all the way up. Then nice and slowly, controlling our body weight, we're gonna sit back down, and we'll just be there for sit-ups. Then you can keep your one weight. We're gonna do Bulgarian squats. So you'll need your bench. We're gonna put our foot up on the bench, and you'll wanna be a distance where this knee that's up is about 90 degrees. I'm probably about 2 feet away from the bench. Then we just hold the weight even with our chest, and all we're doing is lowering and coming up. So what this is really doing is isolating that leg that's on the ground, and we're gonna feel the burn in a minute on that. So we'll stay with one leg and switch legs. So that one may seem a little bit long, but no, we're just working one leg at a time. So that's that first chunk. We're gonna get through that. Let's try to get our heart rate up with these caterpillar burpees, and then we'll jump in to the pyramid. So we have 3 minutes here of caterpillar burpees. I'll let you guys know when to rest and when to recover, but let's start. So we're walking those hands out, feet jump or walk up to your hands. We jump up, feet walk or jump back, and then we walk our hands back. Try and increase your amount of reps. Try and also keep your palms flat on the ground this whole time during these. We're already halfway through. So the caterpillar crawl slows down the burpee, but we're really working our core in it. And relax. So now we know the movement. Let's try and increase our reps in this next section of work. We still have about 5 more seconds to recover. Nice deep breath. And let's go. If you feel like you're not getting that heart rate up enough with the crawl, you can definitely just bust out some straight burpees here. Stay with it. You should feel your hamstrings stretching as you're walking those hands back. And relax. 20 seconds rest. Then we have our last bit of work for this first Tabata section. We have 5 more seconds. Whew. And then we go for 40. Let's do it. Push yourself here. We don't have lots of cardio today, so we need to take advantage of elevating our heart rate. When we do, they're short intervals, so they should be intense intervals. Keep it up. Last 5 seconds. And relax. Woo. If you need a quick drink of water, let's grab it. And then we're gonna get ready to start this first round of the pyramid. It's gonna be short. It's only 2 minutes. So grab your weights, rack them up on your shoulders, and we're starting squat thrusters here. So nice and controlled on the way down, and then powerful, explosive movements on the way up. As we squat and lower, I want you to feel like you're building tension. So really controlling your squat. Good, to the floor. Pull over sit-ups. This round's gonna feel really quick, but we're just getting you nice and comfortable with the movement. Arms are straight the whole time. Good. Hopping up. Put one leg up on that bench. Weights loaded at our chest. And then we're just lowering, trying to get that thigh to parallel with the ground. And then pushing up through the heel of that foot. We're gonna get full extension of our hips at the top to work that full range of motion. And switch. All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. My legs are already feeling it. Same deal on this side. Last 5 seconds. Woo! Excellent work. Relax. So, first round done. We're just getting comfortable with the movements here. We have a really short recovery, and we're increasing to 45 second intervals, so it becomes more work and more strength and endurance based, okay? So grab your weights. We're going for 45 seconds here, squat thrusters. Let's do it. I want you, I know I touched on this last round, but to really slow down that squat, build tension, build resistance, to be explosive. Once you hit the bottom, boom, it's quick up to the top, building, 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 explode. We have less than 10 seconds. We meet on the ground for our sit-ups. Good, let's go there. Arms are straight. When that weight's overhead, I want you to feel like your lats are loaded. So your weight isn't resting on the ground when you go back. You're still holding it just about an inch off the ground. And you should really feel it kind of underneath your scapulas on your back. And our first movement is engaging those lats to pull the weight. And then we're using our core to squeeze so tight it pulls us off the ground. We jump up, one leg up on your bench. Doesn't matter which leg you do first. We're doing them both. This again doesn't need to be high rep. Controlled movements. We're drawing attention to our body that's working. So I'm thinking right leg burn, right quads here, Then I'm pushing through my heel to engage that hamstring on the way up. And switch. I'm also feeling a nice, pull, stretch in the hip flexor of my leg that's up. Squeezing my glutes, extending my hips at the top of this movement. Almost there. Good. Relax. Excellent work. Quick recovery, not even 20 seconds. And we'll have both weights in our hand. Intervals just 15 seconds longer here. Okay, sorry for the delay. There we go. Grab your weights. Squat thrusters here. Those weights, we're resting on your shoulders until you activate those shoulders. And even, again, activate those lats. And think about your lats doing some work to push them up. Stay with it. We're over halfway through. Consistency here. Last 5 seconds, and we're on the ground for our pullovers. Let's get there. Feet are on the ground, arms straight out. So we pull that weight even with our chest. Then we think about squeezing our core long ways, so tight that it pulls us all the way up. But then as you return, I want you to thinking about that core still working on the way down. So it's still contracting, but we're just lengthening it while still having it engaged. 10 more seconds. All right, hop up, one leg up on that bench. You can, of course, do this without a weight if that adds a little bit too much resistance for you. Weight staying in our heel. We're trying to get that front thigh parallel to the ground. You may have a little bit limited range of motion here. That's okay, just work through what you can. Good, switch sides. Woo! Legs are burning. We're halfway through. Then head back down the pyramid, but it's not as tall as the way up. $20 more seconds. Stay with it. Legs are burning. Good. Relax. Quick recovery, and we have our final round of this. 3 short minutes, 45 seconds. We've done it before. It's not our longest interval. We'll get a nice long recovery before we hit that Tabata. So load your weights up on your shoulders, and let's get back into these squat thrusters. Whew, best round yet. It's our last time doing this group of exercises. We got it. Keep resistance in your inner thighs. When we get tired, we definitely want to collapse them in, but we're definitely not gonna let them. Good, meet me on the floor. Pull over sit-ups. Arms straight out. Focus is drawn to our core. Ten more seconds here. Actually, a little bit longer. I couldn't do math. Less than 10 seconds now. Good. Hop up. One leg goes up on that bench. Burn it out here. Maybe you can increase your tempo for this shorter amount of time. Stay with it. Push yourself here. This is our last super intense leg bit. First and last. Switch your legs up. Woo, doggy. Less than 30 seconds. We're halfway through this very last interval. Keep yourself moving. Good. Relax out of that. Finally. A little recovery, grab some water. We have about 90 seconds, but then we have a little Tabata session. This time we're doing skater jumps. So our full jump from side to side, from one leg to the other. So guess what? We're gonna feel that unilateral leg movement we just did. We're just working different range of motion here. We were going front and back. Now we're going side to side. So we're just doing these where we jump from one leg to the other. Take the variation you need. If you want to touch the ground, touch it. If you just think maybe staying up, jumping side to side would be good, but try to keep a nice, consistent distance hopping. We're going 40 seconds on, 20 seconds recovery for 3 rounds, okay? We've still got about 10 seconds to recover. So take some nice deep breaths. Get your mind right. All right, we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 40 seconds here. Just hopping back and forth. Block your own mind out if you think you can't do this. Push yourself. Try and decrease the time you're on the ground between hops. We're already halfway through this first interval. Last 10 seconds. Woo! Relax. 20 seconds to recover. Get some nice deep breaths in through your mouth, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Sorry. We go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Push yourself. I know I preach this, but control your tempo each round. Maybe we increase our jumps each round, but we definitely aren't decreasing. We're at least staying the same. Ten more seconds. Good, relax. Hey. Woo, woo, woo. Catch your breath. 2/3 of the way down. This is the worst round of Tabata, in my opinion. And we're almost done with it. And we finish it in 3, 2, 1. Last round. Best round. Mentally tough here. Physically, you know you're strong. You know you're tough. Push yourself mentally. Just keep moving. One hop at a time. We have 10 more seconds. Good. Woo, relax. Done. With that, got a little bit of recovery. Take it, get your water. Towel off if you need to. Focus on slowing your heart rate down while I explain these next exercises. So, we're gonna do dumbbell windmills, which I know we've done, but we've usually done it one-sided. So here we're just gonna focus on working both sides at a time. So this is gonna work, huge core exercise, but we're also gonna feel our shoulders start to burn while doing this, and we'll definitely take these 30 seconds to get familiar with the movement. But our feet are gonna be slightly wider than shoulder. We'll just have a really small bend in our knees. Then what we're gonna do is lower one arm to the ground and reach opposite. And then we'll come back to center and switch. And you're gonna feel your weight shifting between your legs as you rotate. So you're gonna feel this all across your shoulders, through your lats, into your core. Outer thighs and inner thighs are engaged. We'll take that one nice and slow as needed. Then we're gonna do RDL to a high pull. So you basically can stay in the same setup. So our RDL is Romanian deadlift. So we'll have small bend in our knees again. And we do our hip hinge, just like we warmed up with, but with weights, keeping them close to our shins. But as we stand, we're doing a high pull, activating those traps, pulling up to our chest. So that's the second movement. Third movement, high plank pull through. So we get our hands under shoulders, butt down, activating through our heels to activate our quads. Weight's gonna go kind of right under your stomach We're moving it down a little bit from our chest just to get better lat activation here. So then we reach across and we just pull side to side. We're trying to minimize any rotation, keeping ourselves as parallel to the ground as we can. Obviously, we can definitely take the variation of bringing that down on our knee, especially as we get to those longer, deeper intervals. Final exercise, back to the bench. We're doing tricep dips to a reverse plank. So we'll get ourselves in tabletop. Dip, then as we come out, we're gonna step our legs out. You can absolutely add another dip here, or if you just wanna hold that, then we get back, dip. Feet go out, get good core engagement, come back, dip. But we're keeping those hips high, glutes activated the whole time. So those are our exercises, and we're about to bust them out. So we go 2 minutes. This first one, to get familiar with the movements. This windmill may be better to do without our weights. Feel our core engaging, twisting, getting good rotation through our spine there, okay? So let's do it. I'm gonna go without weights on this to get nice and comfortable with the movement. This one actually, I'm just gonna, unless you feel crazy to do a lateral hold the whole time with those weights, I'm just gonna do without. Draw attention to my core. We're keeping our shoulders nice and tight through our back. Core's pulled in. But now we're going to our dumbbell high pull, our RDL high pull, feet wide. Hinge at our hips. Pulling up. Weights stay nice and close to your body. Lengthening those hamstrings just to snap them. Fire your glutes and pull up. Good, high plank pull throughs. Meet me there. Weights under our stomach. We're pulling from the outside of our shoulder. This nice lat on our outside of our rib cage. But our core is engaged. Belly button's pulled in. Hop up. We have our tricep dips. Reverse plank walk out. So we dip, walk out. You can add another dip with that full extension. Do a little double up. You don't have to, or maybe you do it half the time. Just make sure if your feet are walked out, you're doing relax. Your hips are lifted. So those are our exercises this round. I know they're a little bit unorthodox, but we're gonna test our body here. So we're increasing 45 seconds, starting with windmill. I'm gonna stay without the weights here. I just don't think I can hold with good form these weights up here while doing the twist. But if you have a lighter set of weights you feel comfortable with, then by all means, do it. But we're there now for 45 seconds. Again, feeling this rotation in our core. Then we're reaching that hand all the way up to the ceiling, reaching to our opposite leg with the hand that's at the bottom. You're gonna feel those hamstrings start to work for you. This is a workout in itself, just holding your hands up this whole time. Intentionally drawing attention to those shoulders being held up. Good, grab your weights, RDL high pulls. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Hinging at our hips. Whoo, yeah, hamstrings are working. Then we're pulling up with our traps, keeping the weights close to our body. Good, we're almost there. And then we're down in high planks for pull throughs. Good, meet me there now. Hands under shoulders, butt down. If you need, you can absolutely do this on your knees, but be sure those hips are activated forward, core is engaged, and we're not in that tabletop position. When you replace your hand, make sure you're placing it under your shoulder. We'll have the tendency to want to walk our hands out. Don't let it happen. Good, to the bench. Dip. With a reverse plank. If you want to just stay with dips, you can. If you want to hold a reverse plank, you can do that too. If you are walking out to the reverse plank, just be sure you're holding it for a couple seconds. Feel that burn. Good. Woo! Relax. Quick break. Then we're back to the top, starting with those windmills. We go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We should be really comfortable with the movement here. And we're in it for a minute here. Slight bend in our knees. I want you to think about keeping your core engaged through this. So you can do that by thinking of pulling your belly button back into your spine, but also up into your rib cage. When you think about pulling that belly button up to your rib cage, think about the lowest point of your belly button, that gap closing, narrowing that space, and stay there. Good, grab your weights. Already all the high pulls. Your legs should be screaming by now, mine are. But we're continuing to work them to draw attention that we're working them. We're trying to be able to switch our head from saying hamstrings, hamstrings, hamstrings to traps, traps, traps. Woo! My legs are shaking under me. Stay with it here. The end is near. Good, one weight down, high plank. 1 minute here, stay in it. If you just want to hold this high plank, do that. No, you can hold this whole time. Remember, we're trying to keep our hips nice and even, minimizing movement, except for that pull through. And we're thinking lats as we do that pull through. We're over halfway already, you guys. Stay with it. Last 5 seconds. Good, hop up. Tricep dips to the reverse plank. We got this. I'm gonna try and double up on the tricep dips here. We'll see how long it lasts. Keep working. Woo! Triceps are burning. Last 5 seconds. Stay with it. Good. Whew. And relax. Okay, so good news, guys. We are getting close on time, and I want to do this last Tabata. I want us to have a little core burnout. So we're staying at the top of the pyramid. And that's where we're going to hit our Tabata. So we're not going to do that last round of those exercises, but we are going to get on the floor and we're biking for 3 minutes. So we're laid all the way back. Hands are behind our head. And I want you to think about holding an apple between your chin and your chest. So we're not squeezed. Our head's not heavy back. We're just lightly holding our head, apple between, opposite knee, opposite elbow, core burnout here. You're gonna feel it. We have 3 minutes of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, okay? Just think where you're biking to, get on your bike, and let's go. 40 seconds here. Again, you can control your tempo. Maybe you test your tempo. Maybe you go slow, slow, quick, 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 slow, slow, quick, 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 quick. Or if you want to take this round slow, next round quick. Or maybe you just want to stay consistent. Steady. 10 more seconds. Keep pedaling. Good. Relax. During this rest, you may want to do a glute bridge, not as an exercise, but to stretch those hip flexors, get your core moving the opposite direction of that crunch. 5 seconds. Get on your bike. Put those feet on the pedals. Let's go. I want you to think that you are riding up a hill. Feel yourself working against some resistance. Keep going. Twenty more seconds here. Last 10. Good. Relax. Whew. If you're not feeling it, I think you're crazy. We have one more 40-second burst on our bike. 10 more seconds to recover. Our best round yet. You're already through it physically. Get yourself through it mentally. And let's go. Push it here, you guys. Stay with it. I know it burns. We're halfway through. Push. Last 10. Push. Woo! Man, relax. Holy cow. My core is feeling it. If you need it, grab some water. If you don't, you know how I work. We're on the floor. We'll stay on the floor to stretch. Let's make this easy for everyone. All right. Start with those arms. Reach across. Pull that arm over. And switch. Boy, oh boy. My abs are on fire. Good. Working those triceps. Pull that elbow back and down. Good. Switch your arms. Good. Drop those arms, maybe wiggle them out. Now I want you to put your right palm on the ground next to your right hip and then reach that left arm over. Keep your shoulders pulled back. Boy, does this feel good, stretching that side body, feeling it through that left lat, through your core. Nice, good stretch on that left side. And switch sides. Good. Now we're gonna go to center, and then I want you to just put both of your hands behind you. My fingers are pointed away from me. And then just think about pushing your ribs out, lifting your chest. Your head's gonna drop back. Doing a bridge, a seated bridge. Stretch that core, let your head hang heavy. Really feel your chest stretch out. Take a nice big inhale. Forceful exhale through your mouth. And then we're gonna round forward and doing just the opposite. So our shoulders are rounding forward, our back's rounding down. Head still hangs heavy to the ground. I'm feeling the stretch through my back, into my glutes. Good. We'll come up to center and then lay ourselves back. We're gonna do our figure four, cross one leg over. If this feels good enough for you, by all means, stay here. If you need a little bit more, you can grab under that thigh, pull that knee and ankle into your chest. Good. Switch. Excellent. Feet together, drop them to the ground, and then open your knees nice and wide to each side. Let them fall heavy. Feel like there's weights dangling off your knees. Feel a good stretch through your hips. Good. Knees back together. Now we're gonna pull them into our chest here. Squeeze yourself tight. You can lift your forehead to your knees and maybe do a little rolling around if you need a little extra love in any parts. Stay there. And then we're gonna end with our spinal rotation. We stack our knees over our hips, ankles in line with knees. Everything stays glued together. Arms teed out, nice and slow and controlled. We rotate side to side. We'll go about 4 each direction. Take it nice and slow. As usual, please spend a little extra time stretching, especially if you're feeling sore, if your muscles are feeling extra fatigued. They could use a little extra stretch, but we made it through another week, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.